Welcome to the Bouquet of Gnomes. You know, I think gnomes, I keep expecting them not to be around, but they keep appearing and magically, as to speak. And this is a deluxe craft pad. Many things inside of this. And let me show you just one of the cards that I'll be sharing with you. And this one pops up like so. And very fun to use these products that are in here. So won't you please come play with me? Okay, there are 20 sheets in this deluxe craft pad, and let me show you what it has. So there are 4 different sheets of the foil die cuts. So think of this one as the yellow set, okay? And it has a name up here, which is Gnome One Like You, okay? He's got flowers. In fact, they've all got flowers. This is the green one, and this is Springtime Wishes. This is the blue one, and it's New Beginnings. And this is the pink one, Blooming Lovely Day. So you saw all of those. They're all foiled. There are multiple layers and lots of embellishments. But then there's also, with each of those 4 sets, there will be some foiled Adorable Scoreable. Adorable Scoreable is what Hunkydory calls this product, that it's printed and foiled. And this is foiled, and this is foiled, and this one is foiled. But then there are also matching ones that are just printed. So you can see, again, you see the variety of colors. And then there are some inserts. Now, I did not use the inserts, but they are ghosted back images. They can work for the front of the card or the inside of the card, and you get 8 of these. So there are 20 sheets altogether, and obviously all of the art is going to coordinate quite perfectly. And let's see, I think I've got one more. Okay, all of this. And on the back of the package, there are all the sheets and kind of as they go together in the various combinations. Okay, now let's get started. So my first set, I'm going to use the blue combination. And let's see, I guess what I'll do is show it to you, the full sheet in the book. So there you go. And this time I have used this little guy. Normally, what you kind of think of is you're going to use one of the larger one with all of the frames for the front of your card. I didn't do that. I only did that on one of the 4 cards that I made. So just did a little bit differently, okay? Then in this one, so I have used, obviously, the arch die. And of course, that makes perfect sense with these being all in an arch shape. So I've taken my, my 5 by 6.5 inch card, and I did first cover it with this Adorable Scoreable. And I have this sheet that I used. So it is one of the foiled sheets, but I really loved that border. So I elected to use that. So I first glued that to the front of my card, and then I used the largest arch in our nested arches and placed that just over the fold. The fold is on the left, and ran it through the die cutting machine. So that way my paper, which is attached to the card, and my entire card is that arch shape, which I just thought would be really, of course, appropriate and would work well. Then looking at this guy, so I used him, but I'm going to put him in a frame, and I wanted to put him in a gold frame. So I took the gold frame from this guy and attached it, and we just got, and I would love to thank the customer who suggested it. This is the 1/8 inch extra sticky tape. So now we have 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, and 1/2 inch. Okay, one size for all your needs. So that's just nice. It's very narrow, but it's going to fit nicely on anything like that. So I attached it that way. I foam taped my, here's a little something to brighten your day. I foam taped him above the border of flowers. And again, I'm just repeating that arch here, here, and here. And the little tag is also an arch shape, and that's right there. And so that I have attached with tape here, extra sticky tape, and then foam tape at the bottom. Now, do you see that border? Well, that border is from our stitched borders. And there are black, white, gold, silver in this package. And I selected the zigzag one because that is going to be pretty forgiving to go around an edge like this. So you just start, I think it was 2 pieces, and I just did it on the arch. I didn't do it down here because there was always this decorative piece in the paper, so I didn't need to do anything. But I just felt that that gave it a little bit more of a different shape going on. Still an arch, but it was a zigzag arch, okay? So that took care of my card front. Now to go to my inside. Now my inside, I used another of the adorable Scoreable, and let me show you what's left. Here's what's left. So obviously it has the blue, and I simply cut that out with the arch, the same arch that I used earlier. And then I am using the other pieces of this little guy. So I used the gold in the front, okay? So then I'm using him and the patterned frame. So pattern frame goes down first, and it's attached with the extra sticky 1/8 inch. And then this is foam taped. The Thinking of You is extra sticky taped and then foam tape right here. And that's all I did. I did use this guy, this piece, and this little guy, and the Thinking of You. So there's just lots left. As a matter of fact, here is all that's left. So there's tons left. I mean, you can make probably 2 more cards out of that. I did do a bow, and this is out of our 1/8 inch ribbon. So there's lots of colors there. I selected the blue and zotted it in place. Okay, now you could add jewel dazzles if you wanted to, but I was pleased with how that turned out. So that is the first card. And now we're going to go to this one. Okay, this has more going on. And so I want to talk to you first about how to construct this. Okay, you'll need 2 cards is what I used. And let me show you. So you're going to take, let's see, get all my pieces out here. So you're going to take 1 card, and we're going to cut it to be, we're going to cut the front of it. So I'm going to first cut 2 inches off, okay, off of the front. Then, this is to be my card base. I want to get this little flap. So what I did is the part that's left, which is 2.5 inches. So this is 2 inches, okay. I'm going to score 1/2 inch of it, okay. So that piece has been cut off. I have this longer piece. I'm going to set it in here, and I'm going to score down the whole length of that. Then I'm going to take a next step, and I'm going to measure down 1 inch from the top and 1 inch up from the bottom. And then I'm going to cut from the outside of this flap to the score line and up here, both of them. And that's going to give me this flap, which is going to allow this mechanism to work, okay? So we're going to set that aside for just a moment. And you will put extra sticky tape on this because that is going to hold. And I do use the 1/4 inch here. You could use the 1/2 inch if you wanted to. Okay, so you got all that? Now, let me show you what we're going to do. And this is going to be off of the green sheet. Whoops. I think that's the second guy. Oh, there we go. Yes. So, this is a sheet I'm using. Okay, so you can see all those guys. Obviously, I elected to use him. This has a this piece that spreads, so it's going to have another area. And I obviously elected my little guitar player. We've got many happy returns to my Gnome right there. But I also played with the adorable Scoreable. So let me get that out. so you can see which one I used. Okay, so we have this, and I loved this border, and I thought, okay, you can use this a couple of different ways. So the first thing that I did is I wanted to put something here and then have something here, all right? So you want to get those in place before, well, you want to get the front one in place before we do anything with this, okay? So I'm taking you through the steps as you would create them. So this is simply this part, the outside part, the blue part, and we've gone just past that pink scallop. So I've cut that and glued it to my card. Notice there's a white border, a card border all over the edge. There are instructions. I've written them for you. They are down below. Just click on the card and you'll see the complete instructions. Okay, so we have this base card done and we have this attached. Now we're going to do this guy. So let me move that out of the way. You're going to take either a piece of white cardstock. I just used another card and I cut my card. So I'm just going to lay this flat so you get an idea. And so that's the score. So I've inked it so that you can see that. So then I cut it down to be 9 inches by 4.5. And I want to take advantage of that score line. So after I cut that to 9 inches, because this is 10 inches, so I'm just going to cut an inch off. And then I cut it to be 4.5 inches long. Then I want my first section to be 4 inches long. And then that's to the score. And then I'm going to make another score line at 6.5 inches. And I will use my adorable scoreboard to make that. So I just simply make that score line. And that's going to take care of this. Now, how are you going to attach it? Well, remember I said that you've got extra sticky tape on this flap? Okay, well, go ahead and have that extra sticky tape there. And then position this, and you'll notice that this goes to about 1/2 inch from the fold. So go ahead and position that over the extra sticky tape, 1/2 inch from the fold, and press it down. Then it's going to adhere. Then take this piece and put your adhesive on the back of it, fold this down, and simply close your card. When you attach things this way, you don't have to measure, you don't have to worry about getting out of alignment, because this first piece is going to keep it straight, and then all you'll do is let it attach that way. Then we have it like this. So then we will take our second piece of that adorable scoreable. So you've already cut a piece here, and use this, flip it to go right here. And that's going to almost cover up to that score line. It'll be a little bit away from it, but that's perfectly fine. Okay, got all that? Okay, now we're going to go back, and this guy has a gold frame. We're going to hold them together and foam tape them onto the front of the card. But first, there is a yellow, and it's very light yellow, so I'm not sure that you can see it, but it is on a sheet of the adorable scoreboard. So here's the, of the adorable score. Yes, cardstock. So this is the light yellow, and it's going to be on one of these sheets. So let me flip through quickly and show you. So you're just going to go to where the light yellow is. There, it's on that same sheet. Okay, so you're using this sheet a couple of times. So we're going to cut a piece. Again, we're going to leave a white border, and then we'll foam tape him and the frame on top. I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself there. And the Many Happy Returns is just going off the corner. Okay, then here we're going to add this little guy. And then I also added the To My Gnome, and I'm not quite sure what that means, but I thought it was cute. So I want to make sure that this will not be seen when the card is closed. But I guess it is seen. Okay, well, I'm not going to worry about it. It works just fine. One thing I found when I was done is that it just needed a touch more. So what does that mean? It means dazzles. And you know, they just become my go-to embellishment. And I bet it's yours too. This is the gold stitched, excuse me, the gold thin line dazzles. I think there's 60 pieces on here. And excuse me, you can see that I just put the little scallop up there, down there. Did the same thing matching the alignment. And then 2 thicker ones there and there. And that just was enough to finish it. Now, I guess I could have put another one there. That may not be bad. So there's my guy, all done. And I like this process, this technique. So there you go. Okay, so that's 2. Got 2 to go. Now, this is a gatefold card. And as you can see, it's going to open up like that. Super easy to make. When you have your card, now this is 5 by 6.5 inch card, but when you have it flat, all you'll do is score 2.5 inches from each of the outside edges, so score down, and then fold those in. You want to make sure that they meet in the center, that they do not overlap, because it's not going to work if they overlap. So just have them meeting in the center. Now this time I did not add the any of the adorable score paper cardstock on top. I didn't use anything. I just thought the white card was a nice different look, and so I went with that. Sometimes you can get so involved in things that it's just nice to take a simpler step. So, but this is the sheet. This is the yellow sheet that's called Gnome One Like You, and there are all the pieces. This is a yellow one. And so I took the largest one, of course, because he's got multiple layers. And when you're doing that and you're doing the gatefold, you kind of want these to interlock, and that's what we call that. Now you can do it as one unit and just attach it to the left gate, but I like this interlocking mechanism. So I took the outer one, so that's the outer frame, and attached only the right side of it to the right gate. Now I didn't do the middle frame, the center frame. I did take the little gnome and attached him, the left side of him, to the left gate. Okay, so this one, the right side to the right gate, this one, the left side to the left gate, and you're only attaching half of it. Now I have a beautiful day, it's right there. I did foam tape that on top. And then because this is the yellow sheet, it was kind of a no-brainer to use my yellow fancy border sheets. Now last year we did a collection of yellow, and it's been very, very popular. And so I've just placed this all around the card. Little tip, what you can do, which is exactly what I did, is I put one strip here, and then I took my tiny scissors, my professional scissors, and just snipped right there. That way it lines up perfectly, because that's how it started out. So use that if you like. Okay, then I open this up, and here I did go back into the collection. And so obviously you can probably tell that that is the foiled cardstock. There it is. I'm going to stop saying adorable scoreboard because scoreable, because I keep getting it mixed up with the scoreboard. So it's this guy, and I thought, you know, this is the same guy that's on the front. He's facing a different direction, which I really appreciate, because there he's looking into the card, and there he's looking into the card, and I like that. So I cut this, and I wanted to get as much of the borders as I could. So in the bottom, I had to go with just that straight line so that I could get more at the top. So that's what I did. And then I took that center frame, and I was going to put it vertically, but it didn't look as good, so I did it horizontally, and it just kind of frames him. And so I did attach that with the extra sticky tape, because it is going onto a slick surface there. There's Gnome One Like You. That's just kind of fits right there. And that's all I did. And it's kind of fun to have one that is has a white card. So I like that. So there you go. Okay, one more card to go. And this is yet another style. This is an easel twist. So it's going to go like that. And we have gnomes everywhere. Now, this is a 5-inch card. Again, you can get we have 5-inch square cards and envelope packages, or you can take your 5 by 6.5-inch card and place the fold over here on the left, and then trim it to be, it's already 5 inches wide, trim it to be 5 inches tall, okay? Then you'll want to put it, well, again, I use a scoreboard, do whatever you have, and position this along the lines. And what I actually did is I counted the number of pieces, these little grids areas. I counted them and then I matched it there just to make sure that I got this straight, and then I just scored it. And so it's, again, the score is from the upper right to the lower left, just like that, okay? Now, then I went back into the cardstock and chose the pink. So at this point, there's only one left. Well, no, I guess that's not true. There's more than one left. Yes, okay. So it's the guy with the umbrella, which is matching my little guy right here. So in the pink area, I cut a square this is 5 inches, so that's going to be 4 3/4. Then I cut it diagonally, and then I attached each of those triangles to the triangle on the card front. So that just worked nicely. I did go back to those stitched dazzles that I had in the beginning, and I used the loopy one just to go around the outside edge. I didn't well, that's not true. I didn't use the loopy on the straight edges. I used let's see, let me hold this for you. There is just a straight line. Okay, so this is the stitched collection. And I thought that loopy kind of echoed the scallop on this guy. Now, for this guy, it is, let me get that sheet back out for you. Okay, here we go. Now, this is 1 unit, okay? It's got 3 pieces, that outer frame, the gold one, and then the center guy. I wanted to keep those together. I might have been able to just attach the bottom part, because that's the only part that gets attached, and hope that would stay together, but I wanted to kind of hedge my bet. So I could have taken a piece of cardstock and glued all of this to it and then cut it to fit. That's absolutely right. I wanted to make it a little bit faster, so I took a 4-inch square and placed it next to it, and then I just chopped off the corners and I glued it to the back of the card, of the 3 layers, and you can kind of see it there. You can see how that's not a scallop. I thought it was fine, and more importantly, it's going to hold my little guy together. So I did that, and then I foam taped the bottom half to the bottom half of my card, just like that. Okay, so now I'm going to go here. Now on that pink cardstock, so easy to say when I'm trying to find it for you. So we've used many of these, which is fine, but there's plenty left. Okay, so this is the pink border. There it is. Okay, so here's that little guy holding the umbrella, but what I'm really using are the tulips, that little part, and I didn't cover the whole inside card. I could have, but I didn't really think it was necessary, and it is smaller than the card. And I did take this guy, which is another one of the pieces. Now he has got 2 layers of foam tape because he needs to hold this open. And so 1 layer just generally isn't quite enough. So just put 1 layer and then put another layer right on top of it. So that's there. Then this is attached here. It's got 2 layers, the Just For You. And I like how, you know, how this works together, how the pink goes from the front of the card to the inside. The tulips are there and there. I like that. And I did add that little narrow stitched border dazzles down at the bottom. So dazzles everywhere, okay? So you can see, now just let me show you, because that's what's left of that sheet. So you've got a lot. This is what was left of the pink sheet. That's a lot. So there's stuff, more stuff that you can do, more creativity you can have, and you can certainly use any of these ideas on any of the leftover pieces that will work beautifully for you. Okay, so Bouquet of Gnomes is what I've played with today. And this is the format. Whenever you see Deluxe Craft Pad, that will be the format. So we'll have all of these sheets of die cuts with matching patterned and foiled cardstock with inserts also. I'm not sure if you can hear the fire engines, but they're going down the street. This is combined for a money saver. It's on the right-hand side of your screen. As I said, there are instructions. They're down below. Just click on any of the cards and you will have them. And you might want to make note of some of them, especially this little puppy. So that was fun to do. Okay, if you are watching this on YouTube, we would love it if you would head on over to paperwishes.com. That's the only place that you're going to see the money saver and the instructions, so that's worth a shot. And I do want to thank you for joining us. After all, you are the very best part of Paper Wishes. And I'll see you again. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.